Hi friends, it's Velvet. I am here today with, excuse me already, with, well, I guess I'd call it a use your stash because I have a whole bunch of barely used or unused stamps that I bought to make like dangles and, things like that out of. And I don't use them enough. I don't do it enough. And yet I love them. I use them when I get them from other people, like, digital downloads. I don't use my own. So I went through a bunch of my stamps and I picked out, look at this, you guys. I have entirely too many stamps. And I would be willing to bet there's at least one duplicate in here. And if not in here, there's probably over in my stash. So I grabbed all of these. And I grabbed just a couple of things of some scrap paper. Here's one that's not double-sided, and this is perfect because what I intend to do is stamp something, numbers or whatever on here. And then I will cut them out and put them on something a little bit more sturdy, like this handmade paper or whatever this is, mulberry paper, whatever. And then I will put an eyelet in them, and then I want to use the bulb pins to make kind of a dangle for the top of the page or the top of the junk journal or something. Just something a little bit different to do. And I thought I'd bring you along with me. Just to why not? I have to find my stamp thing. There we go. I found it. It wasn't as hard. I've gotten out my archival ink because I don't want it to smudge or anything. And by smudge, I mean if I get it wet or something, I don't want it to, move around. I want a nice clear stamp. So I don't want to use distress ink on these. I want to use the archival ink and then cut them out and they'll be nice and, whatever. But I do want to, once I cut them out, I will ink up the edges with distress ink. And that'll probably be my walnut stain, which is my ink of choice these days for inking around the edges. So I will start with the Creative Expressions stamp by Sampool. Love Sampool. So we'll start with this one. This is Dates from the Past Part 2. I also have in here somewhere Part 1. Here we go. Dates from the Past. This is Part 1. Yeah, so you can see the difference here. We'll go to that one next. These are wonderful. These are the ones that are going, they're not going to be making them anymore. So if you find these somewhere and you don't have them, but you like them, now's the time to get them. If you didn't, you probably already knew that. You probably already have them. But if you don't and you want them, get them. All right, so I just want kind of thin things. So I'm going to just, get started. I'll just go like this. I'll show you how I want to do it. I think I'm going to start with the black. I do like how that shows up. Oh, I've got a frog in my throat today. I have this zoomed in pretty good because I've been doing that simply because I noticed that on some of my videos, it just seemed like it was hard to see some of the detail of some of the things that I was doing. So I just figured I would start zooming in a little bit. So I'm going to kind of put these kind of close to the edge since I said I wanted them a little kind of small-ish. Just put this over here and grab off the back here. I don't even care what they say. I just want a selection. And some of these I wouldn't mind having doubles of, like this register. That's a good one to have a couple of. But I wouldn't mind having this in. Ah, it drives me nuts. Wouldn't mind having a couple of this one in 2 different colors. Now, if you're not playing along with me, this is going to get very boring very fast. Watch me do this. So, you may want to fast forward. I don't know. I'll do a handful of these, and then let me see if this fits. Yeah, that's gonna be a tough one. I also want to make sure that these are nice and straight on here. This block does have a grid, but you know, it can be difficult even with a grid. Oh, that's a little uneven. I should probably be using my Misty, my stamp press thing, to make sure they're even, but it's all right. That's the register one. That one I think I already used. Let's try this here. Since I was uneven here, it gave me a little bit more space there. Let's do this here. Oh, that looks nice. I'm going to do this again. Since I've got some space, I'm going to do it in brown now. I did have every intention of cutting these with just my trimmer over there. Just a regular trimmer. Until that one went a little crooked. All right, so I'm gonna put this here. I have another little one that I can put next to the crooked thing. Yeah, here's one. So I'll just stop here and just show you what I mean by what I planned to do. There. On a couple of these you can't even really tell the difference between the black and the brown. All right, let me just is this the brown? No, I feel like, yeah, this is the black, isn't it? All right, put this on there. They should put the color on the back, shouldn't they? Yes. Pretty sure that this is. Yeah, that's the brown. And this is the black. Yep. All right, so just so that I'm not messing up the paper and stuff. Let's put this aside. I will grab this trimmer here. Okay. Now with these, I don't need to put these back through that. I'll just go like this and chop them. Going to leave this out though. So here's what else I wanted to do. I do want to ink them up with the Distress Oxide. And the reason I'm doing that is so that I can get these glued down right now and not wait for the archival ink to dry. Now, I showed you the one paper that I'm going to glue these to, but I also have some really cool, just heavier cardstock that I have here that's in kind of neutral colors that I can use too. So that is my plan as well, and that will make them nice and sturdy and just kind of cool. I think. I like the real sturdy, heavy-duty tabs and tags and ephemera. So when I do purchase digitals and make my own, I often print the ephemera on the 110 cover. I don't know what the GSM is on that, but it's real thick. I wish I could tell you what this paper is, but I don't know. It's, I would call it a medium cardstock. It's not a super heavy duty like 49 Market or Stamperia. But I think it's good quality. All right. So now, and because I'm not sure about what glue will hold this well, I'm going to go with the Fabri-Tac because I know that will work on most every substrate. So I'm going to start with this nice long one. I hope I'm in the screen here. I wonder, let's see, today I'm filming and it is the 6th of August, and I'm telling you that because I'm in New York State. I think you know we're just about, we're only about an hour or so from Niagara Falls, where we live. And, you know, they've got some wildfires in Canada, and we are in an air, they don't call it an emergency, they call it an air, oh, I don't know what they call it. But it's funny because it's supposed to be sunny all week and we can't see the sun because of the smoke from the wildfires again this year. I don't know if it was last year or the year before that we had, geez, so many days the sky was yellow or even like orange color, and we couldn't even go out and do any yard work or use a pool or anything. And you know, if it's that bad here, I just can't imagine what the poor people who are near the wildfires go through. I mean, not to mention that you have to worry about you know, staying safe. That is some scary stuff. All we have to worry about is the air quality. I think that's what the warning is, air quality warning, you know, stay inside if you can kind of thing. I have some stuff I need to do outside, but it's not that, it's not urgent enough to go outside and be coughing and blah, blah, blah. So on this, I'm giving a little bit more space so that I can leave some space. Hope you can see what I'm doing. I may have this thing pushed down a little bit too much on my desk here. My desk is a disaster. But I've just been feeling kind of, you know, I got my mojo back, is what I should say. More or less. So I'm, you know, rather than take care of everything and then be exhausted and not feel like doing anything, I figured I will just get some stuff done, and then when I'm not feeling creative, then I will clean up. Make sense? Do you ever get that way? I don't know if this is gonna cut well. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Well, this one, I'm not gonna try and put this back through. I do like that it's got a little bit of, you know, stuff at the bottom there. Okay, now here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go, now this paper, I don't know if you could tell, I'm sure you could tell, this paper was not cut straight when I bought it. So it was in one of those packets you can get from like Dollar Tree or whatever, you know, that, you know, you get for just a couple dollars for like a pound of, you know, leftover papers. So, you know, you can't, whoops, can't complain about the papers not being straight. It's just, I got them because, I mean, for this reason, kind of, you know, just to use as backings and stuff or whatever. Okay. Now, and you know, this is a great way to use up these papers that you have sitting around and these little scraps that you've got sitting around. Use your stamps that you don't ever use. All right, I think that's all of them. And look at how many we've just got done in this short period of time. All right, I'm gonna grab my crocodile here. Now, what you've got to remember to do if you're using your crocodile, or whatever you're using, if you're going to be putting eyelets in and the bulb pins, you got to keep the hole kind of close to the edge. So I'm going to put this here. That's so that the bulb, you can get the bulb pin in and it will stay there. I mean, you know, so that you can get it in I'm doing kind of different corners on these. You can put your corner wherever you want, or put your eyelet wherever you want. You can do something other than an eyelet if you want. You can put it in the middle and hang it from a regular tag if you so choose. See, I just love how sturdy that feels now. Just feels nice and heavy and sturdy. This one is nice because I can just do this right here. Now I'm gonna run and grab my eyelets because I forgot those. All right, I'm back. I grabbed the eyelets and I grabbed the bulb pins, so we can just finish up this project and be done. All right, so I grabbed both black and bronze in the bulb pins, so I can kind of try to somewhat match these. Let's just grab some of these out. Just use what I grab. Well, I didn't want to grab silver. That's funny. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Let's just grab these. I'm using up all my favorite colors, which are really bronze. That's really my favorite. Oh, I'm looking at this like I'm punching another hole. One, make sure it's all, yep. Now for this one I'm going to use, oh, that's a nice big bulb pin. I like using the smaller ones, but these big ones are nice because you can actually put the eyelet a little bit further down if you want to. And you can get, if you wanted to put something else on here, a couple other things you could. Let's see how that looks. Isn't that cool? And you can ink the edge of this, the edges of this too if you want, which I do want. And see how easy that was? This is something you could easily do sitting in front of the TV watching your favorite show or whatever, watching a movie. So fun. I'll just finish these up real quick. Hopefully you've been able to craft with me. And maybe I'll use a silver. Why not? Why not? Okay, perfect. I'll use black again on this one. See that? I guess that was like a nickel color or something. I don't know. I have a hard time. They all kind of look so similar. I'll keep using black, I guess. Oops, I didn't. I really like how these are turning out. And then, you know, you can always put them on whatever color cardstock you want too. You know, to match your journal or whatever. There's a few. Use this. Oops. Might as well use these black ones that are sitting here. Don't they look nice? I love these. I've done similar things in a bigger scale. These are just, a little bit smaller. And like I said, you could just, okay, so here's an example using somebody else's tabs. Like, that is not something I created. This is from Vibe of Vintage. But same, same concept. So you could just put this on one of, put it on something that you've created yourself. So, okay, here's a little tag that I created. So this could, this could hang from here, or you could, instead of putting the hole on the tag there, you could put a hole here. Why not? And hang it there. So it's just an idea. Something to consider. Or hang it from the top of a page. Or do whatever you want. Let's use this. For those of you who have been following me for a while, isn't it funny to see me be able to squeeze the handle on this without complaining about the pain? In just 1 year, 2 surgeries, and has it been 1 year? Oh, I guess maybe it's been 2 years. October of 23 and August of 24, yeah. So had those 2 surgeries, and now I'm, yay, not in pain anymore. So that's nice. And for those who haven't been around, I had arthritis pretty bad in my thumbs, so I had some bones taken out. Yes, that's what they do for arthritis. It's a pretty rough recovery, but 100% worth it, because I can actually use my hands again. Yay. All right, just about done here, and then I will bid you adieu. And I think I'm going to continue doing some of these, since I really can't go outside right now. Seriously, I'm looking at the sky and it's very white, even though the sun is out in full force today. All right, so here's what we did today, in however many minutes we just did it. So we stamped all of these, cut them out, inked them, put them on, our backing papers, cut them out, inked them, put the eyelets in, and attached the bulb pins. That's not bad for that period of time, I think. So thank you so much for hanging out with me, and hopefully you got something done too. And I appreciate you taking time with me today, and for hitting like and subscribing, and thank you for everything else, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye.